Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about 5 signs that what you want to attract is on its way to you. But firstly, I want to say to you that at whatever phase of your life you are right now, you got this. May your intentions stay pure, because that's important, and clear no matter what. May your intentions be clear, my friends. May your will be stronger than your doubts, and may your courage be a voice of reason when fear takes over. Sometimes it happens, right? Know that each moment you're exactly where you need to be, to learn what you need to know, so you can create the life you want to live. Choose to see the current stage as a school of lessons and allow yourself to overcome worry with the spirit of a student. That is a path to self-mastery. And my friends, I'm proud of you. For everyone who's walking that path, well, sometimes it's not an easy path, right? And sometimes we need some encouragement. Sometimes when we start looking down, because it feels like nothing is moving forward, we just need to really slow down and ask ourselves, why have we started at the first place? Right? Why have we started disturbing those old patterns that are not serving us anymore so we can design the new ones? Right? And that's what puts us into the chaotic state, or in the chaotic phase, where we go from disturbance to recalibration to a new coherence. Right? And you may find yourself right now in this phase of recalibration. It's the purifying phase. In alchemy, the second phase, the white phase, the phase of purification, where you're slowly stepping into the red phase, where you embody the new knowledge that is kinda awakening within you as you're learning from lessons that life is offering to you. So what are 5 signs you may recognize on this journey that the life you want to attract is on its way to you? The first one is what I mentioned already. It gets worse before it gets better, right? Usually when we start designing new habits in our lives, we firstly need to meet all those heavy emotions of, when we start building a new discipline, for example, we firstly need to deal with laziness, with procrastination, with old patterns of not being used to discipline. And it's hard and it's heavy for many people. But once we establish that new routine and that new way of living, we experience a whole new level of joy, a whole new level of energy, and that is a new harmonious phase. So if sometimes when we recognize it's getting worse before it gets better, sometimes we start losing friends, we start losing people, relationships may start falling apart, we start losing money. And that's the wake-up call for many people. Like, okay, I don't want to live my life that way anymore. It's a sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you. But you need to get through this phase right now. This is the phase where we learn the most. So if you find yourself right now in the phase that it's getting worse before it gets better, well, just accept that. But don't surrender to it. Don't surrender your trust to fears and doubts that may arise in this phase. This is the phase of purification, remember? This is the phase where you identify fears, you identify worries, you question them. So you may recognize what's the source of all of that, right? What can be the limiting belief behind them? Like, what are the thoughts and stories you're saying to yourself that are awakening those fears? If this is the phase of purification, that's what will uplift you. So that's where you're dealing with your shadow side. It's all okay. It's not an easy path here, but it's okay. You need to go through it. That's how you're purifying yourself. But remember that it will get better. Not just better, it will get, like, everything will align the way that will be the best for you. And sometimes it may be even better than what you want to attract in your life. Sometimes what we want to attract is not the right thing for us. So what will find us will be even better. But that's something that we need to set our mind to. So know that whatever will find you, if you're doing the work, if you're taking action, if you trust, if you're purifying yourself, if you're using the tools that can help you on this journey, know that what will find you will be much greater than you can imagine. It's not about expecting it to happen at a certain moment. It's not about being attached to those outcomes, like only when it happens I will be happy. It's about finding happiness in moving through this process, but being okay when you lose it, right? Being okay when you lose this state of happiness, because it's nothing wrong with that. That's how we are balancing ourselves. When you face with anger because nothing works out, go and express that anger, do something with it, but then get back to yourself and get back to that passion project or whatever it is. You see, it's all about channeling that emotional energy. That's how we cleanse our system from old energy that is not serving us anymore. The second sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you. This one is really beautiful. You meet someone who can help you, right? And sometimes it may be a stranger. Sometimes it may be a teacher. Sometimes it may be a coach. We need to see it as a sign that what we want to attract is on its way to us. Sometimes it may be a book. So a person is maybe an author of the book, right? Sometimes it's a video and a person is maybe a speaker in the video, a teacher, whoever it is. Sometimes a random stranger on the streets can say few words that can completely redirect your life, right? Things like that happens. And it's important to see that as a sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you. And sometimes you just need some redirection in your life. Sometimes you need some insights, some clarity that may come to you through somebody else. If things like that are happening, see that as a sign. The third sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you is that you start making positive changes in your life. And that is huge, right? Because maybe you've noticed for such a long time you've been living in certain patterns that were maybe not good for you, not healthy for you, but you haven't took time to change anything. But at some point, maybe you've came across a certain book, or maybe you've came across certain knowledge, or something happened, something awakened within you, and it inspired you to make positive changes. Maybe before that you've started thinking about what kind of life you want to live, and that already means that something started awakening within you. And we all know that in order to experience certain changes, we firstly need to change ourselves. We need to become the change that we wish to see, right? And in order to become the change that we wish to see, we need to start making changes, and we need to stay consistent with them. And if that's the case for you, that you've already started making positive changes in your life, it's already a sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you. But sometimes people may say, well, I've started making changes, but nothing is changing. Well, the question is it real that nothing is changing, or are you too attached to what you want to see? So maybe something else is finding you and you're not seeing it as a manifestation. We are manifesting all the time. Right now you are manifesting something. Each second you are manifesting something. So the question is how open our mind is to different possibilities. Because sometimes what we want just doesn't happen the way we expected it to happen, right? Sometimes we have, like in the past I had a dream that I will be making a living as an artist, but I had no idea that I will be making this kind of videos as a part of this manifestation as well. But later it happened, and to me it became even better than just selling my art, because I felt like selling my art would be too limiting for me, because I don't want to care how well my art is selling. I just want to do what I love. And that's how the universe navigated me into this direction. So things often happen a bit differently because our mind can be so limited that we can see just one possible potential. But the universe is so infinite when it comes to ideas, possibilities, and potentials, that more than being attached to something, we need to be open for everything that can be really helpful for our evolution and transformation. And the fact that you've started making positive changes, well, focus on the joy that you're experiencing as you're making those changes. Follow those good plans that you have and focus on those future goals, but stay open-minded, because many great opportunities may be finding you already, but you're not seeing them because of your attachment to that certain outcome. You never know how many great things may find you, so stay open-minded. If you're wondering how to stay open-minded, well, just focus on the work that you're doing. Not too much, but just focus on that joy that you're experiencing as you're doing the things. Don't work so hard on trying to manifest something, on trying to change something, but rather, well, whatever practice works for you, like visualization or meditation or journaling or whatever it is, or maybe nothing and you just have clear intentions, doesn't matter so much. More than anything, make sure that you are taking care of your health, that you are raising your energy, that you are taking care of your shadow side. And when your intentions are clear, the universe will provide you everything you need, because as you're cleansing yourself and getting more in tune with yourself, you're getting closer to this awareness of why we are here at the first place. And every individual may experience this sensation a bit differently, which is a beautiful part of our evolution. But at some point you may just sense, oh, that's what I want to do with my life, or that's what I feel called to do. And once we feel it, we don't focus so much anymore on what we want to get in return. Those dreams and ideas become just something like a part of our nature. Well, I need financial freedom, so it happens. I need that kind of support in relationships, and it happens. And people find us. And it all starts with making positive changes in our lives. But when it comes to positive changes, it comes to understanding that life moves in rhythms and cycles. Sometimes we'll have those good days where we are really balanced and really everything is going well. And sometimes we'll have those days where we go a bit out of that path just to learn how to stay on the path, right? We fall off just to learn how to climb back up, right? And that's all part of your transformation. So learn to appreciate all of that. Work on your gratitude, because that's a beautiful way to cope with everything. The fourth sign that what you want to attract is on its way too is that you start feeling better about yourself. How often it happened to you in the past that at some point, like, you would just release something. Like, for such a long time you've been holding on to something heavy and you've been trying to force the outcome and you've did everything you could, but at some point you say, well, what's the point? And you say, okay, I'm letting it go. You've started feeling better and suddenly your life started aligning. I know for myself it happened many times like that, and I've noticed, well, the universe is always teaching me to let go. Because in the past, I worked the way that I thought that the only way to make results is through hard work and through pushing myself. But then I've noticed that the most beautiful things actually happened when I've surrendered. Sometimes in meditation, I've experienced such an incredible idea that when I've applied it in a few days, it created really, really amazing results. And that's how I've learned that, well, maybe it's not about hard work. Maybe it's more about listening myself and really taking care of my energy, like not allowing myself to get drained out, but rather make sure that I'm living my life as much as possible to the fullest. Like, am I spending time in nature? Am I traveling? Am I doing what I love? Am I creative? Am I like sharing the inspiration when I feel it? You know, because sometimes we feel inspired for something and we suppress it. How often you felt like you need to write a book, or you need to start making art, or you need to start that business project, or you need to connect with those people, and you've just suppressed that inspiration? That's how the universe is choosing you. And when you say no to that, well, this idea goes to someone else who's also capable of doing that. So when you start feeling better about yourself, it's a sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you. Remember that. A fifth sign that what you want to attract is on its way to you is that you start seeing some results already in your life. And those are what we call synchronicities. Synchronicities to me are those gentle, really gentle reminders to keep up, to keep trusting the process. And when it comes to synchronicities, it comes to really to your awareness of what for you represent that idea of a synchronicity. For somebody who loves numbers, will start at some point seeing like 1111 all over the place, or 444 or all over the place. But somebody else will start hearing music with the message of the thing you want to attract in your life all over the place. Or a book out of nowhere will find you with the message of the thing you want to have. Or you will start meeting people who already have what you want to attract in your life. And those are beautiful events. And when it starts happening, well, just be grateful. Just keep up with your work. Whatever it is, the whole universe is supporting you. And it is a time where you say to yourself that all will be well. And make sure to keep up. Because, well, what you're learning on this process is more important than anything you ever want. The soul came here for lessons. And this idea or fact that you've decided to grow, to learn, to expand is a food for the soul. And that's something that often we forget. So we start forcing things to happen rather than observing what can we learn from what's happening right now in my life. Like, how can I expand a degree of of acceptance that I have for everything that's already present in my life, for the good stuff, bad stuff, whatever. How can I raise the degree of my level of acceptance and surrendering? And as we're working on it, we stop caring so much about when things will happen. Because we notice that we are always supported. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's a bit harder, but you need to raise the level of faith on this process, because it's all about faith. My friends, you are the alchemist. You are the creator. You need to remind yourself that. And I will leave you here. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Till next time, one love.